How well do you know yourself? If I asked you to describe your likes, your dislikes, the way you work, the writing that you do, how you want people to react to your work, could you list all those immediately for me? If you can, then you have a big advantage with AI. If you're like me, and I think most people are, then you probably need to think a bit harder on how you describe yourself in detail. I think AI is forcing many of us to understand ourselves better. Let's see if you agree by the end of this video. I've spent over 2 years talking to ChatGPT and Gemini. They know my work, they know my style, they know my business, they know my opinions, they have a lot of information about me, and yet they still talk to me as if they've met me just an hour ago at a networking event. They have improved in how they respond to us and what they know about us. All the AI models have these features. So like in ChatGPT, if I go into my settings and click personalization, here I have memory. So it records the memory that it has about us. The same thing if I go into Gemini, if I click the settings here and I click personal intelligence, and I can give it also information about myself. Same with all the other AI models these days. Yet it's still a summary of you. You're giving control over what it knows about you to the AI and also to the human beings who created this application. They're keeping the context window down. They're summarizing things. They don't know who you are. They can't. And in fact, it could have information in their memory that is actually not the kind of information you want that you have in your work. Good feature, but it's still a summary of you. So I realized I haven't explained myself well to the AI, and I don't think most people do. Most of us don't tell the AI who we really are. So what does that mean? You have to feed it information about yourself. You have to build a file that is about you in detail so that you can feed the AI to get to know you. I compared it without the file and with the file. This was a LinkedIn post that said, my AI assistant saved me a month. The AI draft without accessing that file about me wrote the third line. For every YouTube video I publish, it's not a word that just rolls off my tongue. I need to create the same things after recording. It doesn't roll off the tongue at all. But here, according to the AI with my file, for every YouTube video I make, I need to create the same content. Very direct, very conversational. Before, it wrote, before I built a focused assistant for this, that work could easily take around 5 hours per video, going around the point until to get it. Whereas with my file, without AI, that work would have taken around 5 hours per video, just direct again. Or here, it said, the important part is that I built it around one repeated workflow. Same instruction, same context, same type of input, same expected output. Whereas here, it wrote, I used the ChatGPT project around one repeated workflow. You can use Claude projects, Gemini gems, Codex, Copilot agents, etc. to do the same thing. It just sounds like me. This is how I would write it. And I showed it. I told ChatGPT here in Codex, tell me what you see is the difference. I wanted to see if it understood the differences, and it showed me the pattern differences. And that helps it compare. I use this now to tell it also to compare responses with what it sees here. But I'm finding that pointing it to this file here gets it closer to how I write, gets it closer to how I think about the subject that we're talking about. Now, the thing is, we as humans, we're quite contradictory. We have contradictions in our personality. We also have our content be different types of content. Sometimes it's short form, long form, formal, informal. There are a variety of responses we want our AI to come up with for us, but they still have to meet our characters. I created a file called my name. It's a text file. It sits in my computer. I also put one in my Google Drive. Basically explains who I am. This is the part I didn't expect. I have never really written as much about myself, even for a job interview. And it made me actually admit things about myself that I didn't quite really understand or know. I knew, but it was all subconscious in a way. It forced me to write it in detail, in words that I've never had to do for anybody. All right. So if you've gone for a job interview, you know that you have to talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, and all that, but you don't really go into that much detail. In fact, you don't want to share a lot of the details to your potential employer because sometimes it doesn't sound good, right? So here, actually, you do want to think about what information you give the AI. anything that you think the AI needs to know about you to be able to predict more accurately how to respond to you every time. You want it to know certain things, but you also have to understand that it's predicting out of that information, out of this file, it's going to predict how to respond. That means if what you've written is very specific, very clear, then it's going to be easier for the AI to do so. And that's why the instructions in your projects are important. So if I go back into ChatGPT, in these projects, the instructions are very important if they're clear. The problem is that these instructions don't tell the AI who I am, what my preferences are. So it uses what it thinks it knows about me and writes in its own way. And so when I think about it, I'm giving them really good instructions. I worked hard on my instructions, are written really well, I think. I've also made sure that the sources I give it are clean, without noise, without any information that it doesn't need to have, so that the responses are accurate as I need them to be. The one thing that's remaining that I think needs improvement is what it knows about me. And even though in the instructions and in the sources there's information about me, it doesn't seem to give me the response I want. Sometimes I feel like it's still quite generic, or it's still using cliches or kind of wording that I'm not interested in. So if we look at the file, I've given it a purpose and I tell it, use it quietly as a background context. Do not summarize it back to me. The goal is to not to perform personalization, but to respond better to the actual task. I'm already setting it up and telling it what is the point of this file that it's reading. And then I give it a master rule and I said, respond to the actual task. So it's going to have a task there in the instructions of the project. If I ask for a specific instruction, follow that instruction over general preferences in this file. This is not the instruction set. This is just to tell it who I am. And then I said the best response is usually direct, practical, specific, grounded, honest, and shaped around the real workflow or decision. I'm just preparing it to make sure that it follows the instruction. And now I tell it who I am. I go into my philosophies or my principles. I tell it the tool is not the strategy. Before recommending a tool, understand the real workflow, what the person is trying to create, where the process gets stuck, what information is missing. You see, this is very specific to me. This is not what you'd write. Yeah, but what are your first principles? What's your philosophy? It's worth giving that to the AI, how you think. And then I tell it how to work with me. So I say, start with the useful answer. Do not add long preambles. AI has this desire, or it's programmed to over explain things. I'm sure you've seen that in your responses. Find ways to tell it not to do that in your instructions, but also here. Do not repeat the question back unnecessarily. Do not over explain obvious things. When I ask for a draft, write the draft. When I ask for a prompt, write the full prompt. When he corrects the answer, revise directly. Do not defend the previous version. Do not over apologize. Again, a problem with AI. Just fix it. Push back when something is weak. Then my thinking style. This is not my writing style. This is my thinking style. How I think. I'm practical, I'm skeptical, I'm curious, I'm direct and detail sensitive. I think out loud. I often ramble. When I want to brainstorm with it, when I want to give it long instructions, I talk to the microphone. So you can go into your ChatGPT and click the dictate tool, the same with Gemini, and all the other tools have a dictate tool. I use that a lot now. It gets this long prompt that is a ramble. And I tell it, do not treat this as confusion. Listen for the deeper intent and help shape the useful thread. I then give it my writing preferences. So how I want it to write. Write in a way that's direct, practical, conversational, clear, grounded, professional, and informal. Use short paragraphs. That should be, see, I also need to keep iterating and editing this. This is not enough. Saying use short paragraphs is too generalized. What does that mean? And also, I don't only want to use short paragraphs. When do I want to use short paragraphs? When do I not mind longer paragraphs? What is a short paragraph? Is it 5 words? Is it 11 words? Prefer simple, clear language. A 7th grade, I should just keep it at 7th grade reading level. Again, you're different. You're going to write this differently. The content philosophy. This is not just my philosophy. What's the philosophy behind my YouTube, my LinkedIn posts, the general philosophy in my other social media, my business and consulting context, my creative and visual work. How do I think about design? How do I think about other people's design maybe? Again, this is very specific to me. And then I say, give it what not to do in certain situations. So common failure failure modes to avoid. Do not give generic AI advice. Do not over apologize. Do not defend weak output. All the things I don't want it to do. Final instructions: use this file quietly. Do not constantly say based on your preferences. Do not flatter. Do not turn every answer into a strategy lecture. Respond to the actual task, which is the most important thing. So what do you do with this file? If you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, if you're going to work in the normal chat window, you can upload it. So save it to your hard disk or put it on your Google Drive like I did here and upload it here. Or if you're using projects, which I hope you are, if I go into my project, go into my sources, you can see here I've added it as a text file or as a markdown file. It's the same thing. And I've also given it writing rules, by the way, which is something else that you can add to augment the personalization of how you want it to respond. So here, mainly it has words that I don't want it to use. It's like a writing ban list, but it has some rules on how to write for me. And then I pointed, in this case, to another Google Drive where my data sits. So this is my personal assistant. I wanted to know about my business, about my clients, about the way I operate with them. I've separated these on purpose. You could say, why didn't you put this in your Google Drive? I want this sitting on its own. And then what I do is I go into my project settings, into my instructions, and the first thing I tell the project to do, the assistant to do, for responding, read that file. So in your case, john.txt, for example, in your sources as background context. So I'm telling it, read that, put that into your context, and you can say it as simply as that. Read it and put it into your context. Use it quietly. Do not summarize it. Do not over-reference it. Then respond only to the current task. Told it also read the writing rules in your sources to know how to write for me. And then I go into the instructions with the role, the context, and then the instructions and the actions and the format that it needs to respond of what this particular project or AI assistant is supposed to do for me. And then you can do that, of course, again, with your Gemini gems, do exactly the same thing in the instructions, write it in the same way and point it to the same knowledge. So how do you create this file? Because you can sit there and start writing from scratch, which is fine. What I did, I should have said this earlier, but now I'll show it to you. You can use the help of your AI language model, the one you're using. So if it's in ChatGPT or Gemini, in Gemini specifically, you can go into settings and click here, import memory to Gemini, and they give you this prompt that you can copy and just paste to pull out all the memory it knows about you. That way you can start at least have some information that it knows about you already written in a certain format, similar to the one I showed you. And you can start from there. But you could simply just click here on the dictate tool, go into a new chat, and also do it inside your projects because they have slightly different memories. And just ask it, click dictate and ask it and tell it, I want you to pull out all the information you have about me, my writing style, my preferences, my likes, my dislikes, my character traits, and structure it so that I can build a file that will sit in your knowledge files and give you a clear picture of who I am, how I work, what are my likes, all, everything that you need to know. Just ask your language model, the AI, to do that for you. And if you're using memory, if you've been using them a lot, it'll already give you a good starting point. And then go in there and edit. I went through an iterative process. I built this file with it. I told it what I want and I wrote that in, but I told it where to correct itself, what I think is true, what I think is not true. So if you create this file, I'm sure you'll find it useful now, but also it helps you prepare for the future of AI. The agents are coming. For example, Google announced Gemini Spark. So Gemini is soon going to finally sit in our Google workspace and actually work and be able to go between the applications and do tasks for us autonomously. Just go off and just do the work that I want based on what I'm asking for. It will need to know about you, and that file will become very, very useful for you going forward. So work on that file, save it in your hard disk, save it in the cloud so that you can keep updating it and also keep feeding it to whatever AI model you're going to use in the future. It's going to live with you now going forward using AI. I'm really curious if you've tried it. What was the results like? Did it improve your writing? Did it improve AI being able to respond to you? And more importantly, did it make you know yourself any better? I'm actually curious to know if you had the same experience as I did, where you suddenly thought, wait a minute, I prefer really simple language, like even up to sometimes even fifth and sixth grade language level is what I want to read. And so I would rather write like that, the way I like to read. And these things are interesting to discover about yourself. So I'm curious to know if that happened to you. If you like this video, then click the like button and do subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot in front of the YouTube algorithm, which is becoming much harder to compete in YouTube now. So I would really appreciate the help bringing more content like this and having the algorithm understand that it's useful. And if you want to see how I set up Codex or how I work with Codex using that file that I just talked to you about, then click on this video link here. Or if you want to see how those 3 projects help me save time and how I set them up, how now I've added the file into them. I don't show it in the video, but now that file's gone into these projects, so they're even better now. Then click on this video link here.